Standard 8 Maths Chapter 5 Data Handling. Hello everyone. In last video we have seen what is bar graph, what is pictograph or what is double bar graph. Now we will try for some examples. So it is on page number 71. We are discussing the try this portion which is given in the book. So draw an appropriate graph to represent the following given information. So first it is given between months. They different months are given like July, August, September, October, November, December, and number of the watches sold. So there is a what is the information we have to plot? This is a number of watches sold in different months. Okay, we will directly plot this. So we will plot a bar graph. So this is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. Okay, this is origin. So on x-axis we are going to take months, that is July, we have August, we have September, October, November and December. So this is these on x-axis we have plotted months. Now on y-axis we are going to plot number of watches sold. Number of watches sold. This we have number of watches sold on y-axis. So see the values are given like 1000, 50, 1500, 1500, 2000, 2500. So we can have a scale on y-axis will be like 0 to 500. Then we have 1000. Then it is 1500. It is 2000. It is 2500. Then 3000. Okay. So what is the scale? So we have to, every time we are going to plot a graph, we have to mention the scale. So on x-axis there is no such scale. We have just mentioned the number of different months. Okay, on y-axis what scale we have chosen? 1 unit or 1 small division. This is the scale on y-axis. This is 1 unit equal to 500 watches. Clear? In July we have 1000, so we will plot this is this way. In August we have 1500, so we will plot corresponding to 1500 in the month of August. September again we have 1500. In October we have 2000, so it will be slightly above this 1500. November we have 2500. In December we again have 1500. So this way you have to plot the things, that is number of watches sold in different months. So I hope this is clear how to plot a graph. Now next example we will take of a double bar graph. It is almost similar to this, but in double bar graph we are going to compare the two things. Like the second part of this is given as these are children who prefer walking, cycling in school A and school B, C. There are different school like school A, B, C, and there are certain children who prefer sports like walking or cycling. So we are going to compare two things. Okay. So how we are going to plot? So it is like this is our x-axis. This is y-axis. On x-axis we are taking schools, that is school A, school B, school C, and number of students we have been given values like okay, we can take like this is origin which starts from 0 0. This is 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, or we can take 0, 10 also. This is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, and this is we have 60. So these are the number of children. These are on y-axis we have plotted number of children. So what will be the scale on y-axis? Scale on y-axis will be 1 unit equals 10 children. So this is the scale on y-axis. Now we have to do the comparison between two sports like walking and cycling. So we have to assume like we are taking blank bar graph for walking. This is blank bar graph for walking, and this is line 1 is for cycling. Okay, like in a double bar graph in case of between different marks obtained by student in different years, it is same. Okay, now for school A, number of children who prefer walking is 40. Walking we have represented by blank part. So for A, number of student who likes walking is 40. So we will plot 40. Clear? Number of children who prefer cycling. It is 45. So 45 will lie between 40 and 50. So somewhat. And this cycling portion is represented by slanting line. So we will draw this, or we can shade the portion as well. Now for school B, number of students who like walking is 55. So 55 will be somewhat here. So this is for walking, and for cycling it is 25. So 25 will be clear. It is for school B. Now school C, number of children who like walking is 15. So 15 will be like it is between 10 and 20. This is walking, and cycling they have 35. So it will be, so we will draw these lines. So this is how we are going to plot the double bar graph. I hope this is clear. Now what is organizing data? What is organized data, or what is unorganized data? Now see, I'm writing there is a class test, and I'm writing the marks obtained by students. Okay, marks obtained by say 20 students are there, and total marks for the test was say 30 marks. Okay, so there are 20 students who has appeared for test, and test marks are 30 marks. That is, out of 30 they have scored somewhat. So what I have written the mark, that is 19, 27, 25, 23, 8. So these are the marks of 20 students which have appeared for the test. So now this is given as this form is unorganized, or this is given in a random way. So this type of data is called raw data, which is in unorganized forms. This data at present is unorganized form. So unorganized data we called it as raw data. We called it as raw data. Now what we do, now we have to put it in a organized form. Say if we are making class interval, so it can be a frequency table, like we have taken the frequency, or we are going to make the tally marks, like, okay. So for that, for organizing the data, we have to make some tables, or we have to arrange these data in some groups. It can be range form, like we have been given 0 to 10. 0 to 10 we have, then 10 to 20, 10 to 30, 20 to 30. So these are the range of marks, and in this range, how many number of students are there. So suppose there in 0 to 10 range we have 5 students, in 10 to 20 we have 15 students, in 20 to 30 we have 10 students. So this way we are going to plot. Now there is a thing which we call as frequency table, or frequency table, or tally marks. Now what are the tally marks? So before that, we will see what is frequency. Frequency is the uh, number of time that a particular event or particular entry is occurring. Suppose there is a test, 15 is appearing 4 times. So when we are representing this 50, we will write its frequency as 15. That this 15 is repeating 4 times. So its frequency will be 4. So frequency is nothing but the repetition, or the number of times that a particular entry is occurring. So this is the frequency. Now for telemarks. So we will see one example given on page number 72. So this is subjects. There are different subject and number of students studying this subject. So we will see this telemarks, how to make the telemarks, and this is number of students. So subjects are given as arts, maths, we have science, then we have English. So number of student in this, there are 7, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 4. So how to make the telemarks? So this is 7. So telemarks will be like 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 straight line. On 5th, we will put a slanting line. This will counted as 5. Now 5, we have 7. This is 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 5th is slanting line, and this is 6 and 7. Now 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay. After that is every multiple of 5 will get this slanting line. Okay, I will explain how. This is 6, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? This is 4, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the concept of frequency table, or this is telemark. So if we are now, what is meant by this? If we have to plot a frequency of 10, or we have to make that telemarks, or say take it as 15. Okay, so how we are going to make the telemarks? It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every multiple of 5 will get this slanting line. Now this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is how we are going to make the telemarks. So this is frequency is, I think frequency is clear, telemarks is clear. Now how we are going to group the table, or group the data. Grouping the data means, suppose on page number 72 it is given, like for example, consider the following marks out of 50 So why there is a need of grouping the data in ranges when their number of observation is more? Say if we are comparing it for 100 students, so it is not easy to plot marks of 100 student in telemarks like this. It will be very cumbersome process. So where the number of observation is more, say it is for 50 or 100 students, we are going to do it in a range form or in a group form. Like what we will do, we will make some intervals. Like suppose there is given number of marks obtained out of 50 in subject in mathematics for 60 students. So we will make a groups of marks, like we are making ranges like 0 to 10. This is we have 20 to 30, sorry, 10 to 20. This is we have 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So we cannot make above 50. Okay. Now there we have telemarks and we have frequency. Frequency, now these are the group marks group, like between 0 to 10. One more thing, this 0 and this 10. So it is 0 is lower limit of range, lower limit, and this 10 is upper limit. Okay. This is lower limit and this is upper limit. Their difference, that is upper limit minus lower limit, we call it as range. Okay, this is range, difference of these upper limit and lower limit. Now one thing is, when we are plotting it this range like 0 to 10, this 10 is not included in this. Okay, this upper limit is not included. So what it is means, suppose if a student is getting 10 marks, so in which range or in which group we have to put this? We will put this in 10 or 20, where this 10 is a lower limit, not in this group. Okay, that means upper limit is not inclusive. Suppose a student is getting 20 marks. So are we going to plot in this range? No, we will plot in this range where this 20 is in lower limits. Okay. So this upper limit, lower limit range is clear. Now between 0 to 10, suppose there are 6 students. So we will mark this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So frequency is 6. Okay. And this sum, when we get some values like different values in different groups, we will get. So this particular addition of this frequency column, it will be equal to number of observation. Like in this case it was given like 60 students, so it should be this sum of frequency table should come equal to 60. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So we will come up with few example in our next video. Thank you.